Hey guys, today we're going to be taking notes over the echinoderms, which are a group that includes starfish, sea cucumbers, sand dollars, and sea urchins. This group is pretty broad, but all of them do live in the marine ecosystem. So just to kind of start out here, we do see a column, which is that protective layer that surrounds the organs separating from the body wall. Most of them have radial symmetry, which was kind of like a bike tire or a pizza, meaning we can cut it in any direction, and it's going to be equal on both sides. We're going to watch this in some of the videos that we see, but this is very common with our marine creatures to have that radial symmetry. With movement, echinoderms are characterized by a special type of feet called tube feet. And they use these tube feet to fill them with water and then reach out and basically pull them along the surface of the floor. You'll be able to watch this in the videos, but starfish specifically have lots of feet. So thousands of tube feet that they will have to basically fill with water to extend that arm out, grab hold, and then, release that water within that specific foot. So it takes lots of coordination, and it's a little bit slow when they're trying to track down their prey. So tube feet is for movement with all the echinoderms. The skeletal system that we see is considered an endoskeleton, which is the first time we've seen this. So part of the perks of the endoskeleton is that it grows with the organism. And for starfish specifically, when we do our dissection, we're going to be able to see these calcium plates called ossicles that can grow with the starfish. The downside with these are if they get broken or damaged, then that is left weakened, and it takes a long time for them to grow back. So maybe we've seen or we'll get to see a starfish that loses an arm, and this takes a long time to grow this part of their body back, including the ossicles that keep them protected from predators. Digestive system, they do have a digestive tract, so it's going to move through their body, which means that they're going to be able to absorb more of the nutrients. We're going to watch in one of the videos where a starfish opens up a clam or an oyster, basically pushes their stomach into that clam or oyster, releases their stomach acid or digestive juices, dissolves that organism, and then basically pulls that into their body like a soup or a broth. So these organisms have very unique feeding strategies, but they do have a digestive tract, which means they can absorb more of that nutrients. Excretory system, they do remove waste, and we will be able to see gills where they get rid of waste as far as gases, so carbon dioxide they do not want in their body. Speaking of those skin gills, they look feathery when they're alive, but if they dry out, they cannot absorb oxygen through that water. So they do need to be in the water in order to breathe. They are considered a form of gill. On land, this does not work the same, but they are going to pull oxygen in through these feathery gills and then put out carbon dioxide. Circulatory system, they do have kind of a complex circulatory system. So at the top they've got a pore that pulls in water, and then a ring at the center of their body that distributes that water down to each of their 5 arms. And connected in those 5 arms are all of the tube feet. So the ampullae, or however you say that, basically squeezes like a water balloon, that water into that tube feet, pushes it down in there, and then they can move and coordinate those tube feet so that they can crawl or walk in a direction. So imagine how hard it is for these organisms to learn how to move, especially since we just have 2 and it takes us years to learn how to walk. So their movement is kind of slow and staggered, but it is an effective strategy for moving on the ocean floor. The tube feet also have pretty good suction cups. They can grab hold and pry things open, so they are very strong when it comes to seizing food. Since movement is so challenging, they do have a nervous system. It's a ring, and then it branches down into each of their arms that helps them coordinate and sense that movement. In the video, we're going to see where they have feelers or special tube feet at the end of their arms to help them detect their environment around them, to basically taste and sense the environment so they can analyze and respond to that world around them. Reproductive system, it's external and it is separate for most of them. So they are going to release egg and sperm into that water, and they will hope that those offspring basically find each other, or that the egg and sperm find each other to fertilize and reproduce for them. So it's not a very effective strategy. So in order to increase that strategy, they release a bunch of egg and sperm into the water to help push for more offspring. That's all the notes we're going to take today. Reminder, next class is going to be the dissection of the starfish. So this coming Friday, the Echinoderm videos you guys are getting ready to watch will help you prepare for that dissection and give you kind of an idea of how these organisms work.